Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Oh,
Your suffering will be legendary.
well, that's the clue of the movie we're going to talk about, the trailer for it's a classic from, way back in the 80s when horror movies were just they were just the ones that we love were kind of being made there. And now we're revisiting them, in a lot of different ways.
That's right. I always loved Hellraiser. I love the books. I bought Clive Barker's first hardcover book and had signed, and Books of Blood.
Wow.
And then I bought every book since, and I loved all of his books. It's funny because he's made this iconic, series of films. It's huge. It's a massive franchise. It has like 4 films, tons of like direct to video, which I guess is now streaming.
Right.
Comic books, like it has it's this enterprise, but his other books are almost impossible to make into films. Like when you read them, they're so grand and surreal and crazy, man. I really wish someone with a really unique vision could sort of wrap their head around these books and make them happen, because they are amazing. So I really wish they're epic and amazing. So
I would think Guillermo del Toro would be a good guy to sort of tackle that, because they sort of have that same sort of that vibe, and it's tough.
The only thing about Guillermo del Toro, I mean, Clive Barker always has this, like really big subtext of sexuality throughout all his books, which a lot of horror just stays away from that. It's weird. Yeah. They just don't. Well, usually you're just punished for sleeping with someone. That's usually the slasher mentality.
Right.
And Guillermo del Toro is he's had love stories and things like that, but he doesn't really go into the, the sexuality that much.
No, he doesn't.
He's sort of around the edges. But you need somebody who can really delve into that in a super creepy, cool way, because Clive Barker's so good at that. But I'm a huge fan.
I think the director, David Bruckner, who is an Atlanta guy who did Southbound. He did.
He's so great.
Yeah, he's really talented. He
really
did some
great.
VHS
Been following
stuff.
him. Yep.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, not following him, but watching his movies.
Hi,
I'm following you.
Kathy Stocks, David
Turn
Bruckner.
aroand.
I am here. So I'm very excited when I saw that he's directing this. But before we see the trailer, let's just give a shout out for our membership program. So for $2.99 a month, you get those top 4. For $4.99, you get all of those. And we have a Slack channel that is just growing. We've added a few new members this morning. And so it's fun to talk about anything. It can be movies, TV shows, any kind of cinema, requesting like, hey, why don't you guys talk about this or do this? So it's so check it out. It's fun.
And it's fun to see the badges are starting to turn colors. Like they change colors the longer you're a member. And I'm starting to notice the badges. You're starting to see the colors that are kind of your status in the club.
Yeah. Oh,
so the sooner you get in there, the cooler your colors are going to get. So.
Exactly. So, but anyway, we're going to see the trailer for this film, Hellraiser. It's coming out October 4th.
I'm excited.
And so I'm excited to see. This is, going back to, great Pinhead and all this kind of stuff. So they're back.
Oh my God, so good. Bruckner, bring it. I'm so excited he's doing this because, when you hear Hellraiser movies coming out, you're like, oh, is this going to be good? I mean, some have been good. I mean, I love the first one. The second one was really great.
Yeah.
But I love the first one. Clive Barker, one of the only things he's directed. He's only directed a couple movies.
Yeah.
And,
this has the third and fourth ones aren't great, but the first one has that sort of that dread. We talk about dread in horror, the dread, like you don't want the Cenobites to come. It ain't going to be good for you.
It's bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
really
it's good,
bad.
But it's bad.
Yeah. I mean, when chains come at you and there are hooks in you, like that, when there's hooks in your, your body, that's just really gets to me, and there's a scene in the first one where, Andrew Robinson gets pulled apart by the chains and he says, Jesus wept.
Oh God. Such a great scene. It's so creepy. Oh my God. It's so good.
And,
I saw it in the theater and it blew my mind.
I know, me too. So this has a feeling of that same sort of like dread of like, these guys are not fooling around. This is going to be bad for anybody who opens up that box, solves that puzzle. And also I love the fact that they're really going to get into the puzzle of that box, so I've always found that fascinating. I wish they did a little bit more with that. It seems like they're really taking that to the nth degree as far as how to solve that puzzle. So it just looks really good. I think the Cenobites look really cool. There's they look a little bit different, and just kind of almost metallic in a weird way, and it's like
very shiny.
Yeah.
It's interesting too, because Pinhead is the main leader of the group, but he's always been like the most prominent in all the marketing and in the movies. And we say he, but he was never designated. They were never designated in the books as male or female. And that's why I love this, where we have a woman playing, which also is a genius move, and just in general is great. And then just to have it be a little bit like not totally one or the other. Like that brings that whole extra level to the Cenobites, because they aren't human really. So they shouldn't be male or female.
They shouldn't be
they
a
should just
gender.
be this sort of in between. I love how beautiful Pinhead looks, because he was beautiful. And I say he because he was a he. But now, I mean, she's gorgeous. Like I just love the whole weird straps that are just basically cuts in her skin. Oh, so creepy.
Yeah.
But it looks really good. And again, they do great casting, because they cast a bunch of looks like kind of douchebag influencers that you just can't wait to see them get hooked into the Cenobites. And then, well, I'm sorry, but when you're in a room with a guy, a dark room, and there's some creepy guy going, "Do the puzzle. Oh, do the puzzle." It's like, don't do the puzzle. That's just creepy. What is he doing there? What is happening in the scene? And so I'm like, why would you do that? And then I love it. Like every time you do it, if it basically bites you, like, they get that little bit of blood, which then summons them, which is a great idea. It's like, can you solve it's just a puzzle. I can do it. Ow, what just happened? Well, the end of your life just happened.
Yeah. And I can't remember the first one if it did draw blood. Maybe it did. I can't remember.
It did.
Okay.
It seems familiar, but I mean, I could be wrong. There's been so many variations on it, I kind of lose track on which puzzle box was doing the damage and which one wasn't.
I think the first one, it had all the
books too.
all the electron, the electrical, impulses or whatever and stuff.
Yeah, it was great. But I love too, because people are searching it out too. I love that aspect of it, is that a lot of these people are like into the bondage, the sadism aspect, and they were like, I've heard about this. These Cenobites, there's this puzzle, this box you can open, and it's this incredible pleasure. Like they're looking for this. It's like an urban legend, kind of like a snuff film or something. Like, I got to find it. I love that idea that they're searching for this, and then they get it, and it's like, oh shit, this is way more than I wanted. Yeah. So that's sort of in a way a punishment, and also like, but this is what you asked for. Well, you summoned us here. What do you think is going to happen?
Right.
So I love that idea too, of like, this is what you wanted.
Yeah.
Be careful what you wish for.
Be careful what you wish for. And I'm sure they did not want to wish what happened to them, because it looks pretty bad.
It looks pretty bad.
But that's coming to Hulu, which is exciting. October 4th.
Just in time for Halloween.
Yes. So I'm excited for that. And
October is my favorite month, because all this horror is going to come out. We got Mike Flanagan. We got Pinhead. We got, oh my God, there's so much great stuff.
A lot of great stuff coming and more, I'm sure. So, and we'll be just check us out.
We're going to cover it.
We're going to be covering those, and we'll probably do a review of Hellraiser, because that is a tentpole classic. So we have to.
And it's Bruckner, and we'll cover him because he's great.
Yeah, he really is. He's like in that. He's with that. He's getting up there in the Mike Flanagan. Like, we want to see anything that he directs, or
I think I've seen it all. I think I've seen all his movies.
Yeah, they're all good, and he's a talented guy. So that's it. Hellraiser on the Hulu. You can't wait. It's a fun read.
Go. All right. What you wish for? You're gonna get more of it.
Okay. See you later, everybody. Bye.